Hey, well, Shalom, brothers and sisters. I just want to make a short, quick video. The Spirit has brought me back in because we have to learn and apply all the things, through this journey. Since our calling, that is our goal, just to learn and apply those things. So when the elders and apostles say, the Lord speaks through men, and then you apply that with the Lord controls the steps of every man, then of course that's what it is. You can't go against the word. You understand? So with that said, I just want to go ahead and give all praises and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. And I just want to tell him thank you for opening up my eyes and bringing me out of darkness into this marvelous light. I want to give it up to all the elders and apostles, a great millstone, for preaching this gospel of 100% truth and doing actually what the Lord has commanded them to do, which is beautiful. Okay, and I want to just give a shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there that's keeping in the word, standing in the truth, and doing the right thing. So with that said, let's just get right into this. Now, I'm still reading the whole loaf. I'm eating it, and I'm moving along. I prayed, and the Lord's actually helped me so much. So I prayed to help him. I'm getting a little nervous here. But everything happens for a reason and in time. So I did pray, and He has helped me, and I'm almost there, man. I'm in the middle of Jeremiah. So, and that's big because I can tell the difference between the milk and then when it started to move gradually into the meat part. And that was something, that was a lot, so for me, it's big. Then I had this brother, because I'm still going on the highways and byways, of course, and I had this brother come up, and we started talking. Now, this brother's been in the truth for a long time. Now, at first you don't notice it, but then they give you subtle hints that they have either fallen away from the truth a little bit, but they're not on fire, or they've done something. Now, that's when the meekness and humbleness come in to play, because these are the times we have to be careful, and that's basically what this video is going to be based upon. Okay, the strengthening of our brethren and keeping ourselves in the truth, and always going for that main goal. All right, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into some of these scriptures here. Now, this is all based off of that conversation I had with that brother. I think he's been in the truth for like 30 years or something like that. So he's an old timer, man. You should see him. He's got white hair and everything. He's really cool. He came and he sat down. He didn't say anything. He listened to this whole sermon, man. And then when we started talking after I was finished, and I sat there and talked to him for like 30 minutes. It was very, very cool. Really enlightening, because some of the things he was saying allowed me to go further into the Spirit, into the Scriptures, and see all the contradictions and things like that. So not all the time we rebuke, but also that's where the meekness comes in, and humbleness to actually listen, to gain knowledge, also to let a person go on out there, man. Let me know everything you're talking about, so that the next time I see you, hopefully I'll see you again, I'll just have a whole thing for you, and to show you exactly what we were talking about, what was said, and what it says scripturally. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. So based on just a few things that we talked about. Now, we're at this part here. This is Genesis. We're going to start at 15, verse 12. Now when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Then he said to Abraham, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them for 400 years. And also the nations whom they serve I will judge afterwards. They shall come out with great possessions, right? Now a lot of people know that. Unbeknownst to us, there are still a lot of brothers and sisters out here who actually believe in the word. And they probably won't even say anything to us. We might be out there preaching, but they'll be like, hey, but they actually believe wholeheartedly in the word. That is the 1/3. And they are all around us, and we may not even know it. And I thought that was beautiful. So now I'm bringing this out because we were talking about the 400 years. Now this 400 years goes into the bondage that we were under by our oppressors, who took us and into captivity, and that was the will of the Lord, that we may be afflicted, and we go through this suffering and everything. And we were in darkness for all those times. That's why the books were sealed. But now we're going to move over to Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. Now after 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered into them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon those who saw them. That is what's happening now, and that's what's been happening. The Spirit of the Lord came, and he got us. He raised us back up to understand who we are. Okay? Now then this is also at the point of that, at the ending. Now this happened way back. This happened in like 1970 or so. So we're coming to the end of the 400 years. That's what me and the brothers was talking about. Now the brother, on one hand, was saying that we are no longer under the curses, right? And I read that to him about the 400 years. But thinking about it more, now I understand what he was saying, what he was trying to say anyway. So that's right. We are still under the curses. That's what I was trying to tell him. Okay, I want to interject here, and I want to read Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and of Yahushai. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the rivers, was there a tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruit, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yahweh and of Yahushai shall be in it, and his servants shall serve them. So, right there, that's letting you know that the curses are still upon us until that day that we're in the kingdom of heaven, and we've been transformed and all that. So, and that's what I was trying to show the brother that, but that's for a later time. So, you always have to stay on. That's why the scripture says, meditate on the word, and stay diligent. Continue, always learning, because the Spirit always going to reveal more and more to you. So, these sometimes brothers, not to down anybody, but sometimes brothers get a cap on the thing, thinking that they have arrived. But it's not over until the Lord say, "It is done, son. You have made it," and they put that crown upon your head. You understand? So let's go, man. That's what it's all about. Okay. But that 400 years, somewhere around in here in this time, we're not exactly sure about the day or the time, but it should be coming to an end if it has not already ended now. That would let you know right there that the bondage part of it we're out of. I just want to interject again here and let you know, hey man, yeah, we're out of hard bondage slavery, where they using whips on us and cutting our feet and beating our babies up against the rocks. But they're still doing that actually in a way with the guns, with the shooting us in the back, shooting our kids and stuff like that, putting
putting Manasseh and Ephraim them, that all the northern kingdom, putting them in jail by the Mexican border, all that, you know. So we are still in captivity, not so much in hard bondage, but captivity, yes. We don't have our own nation, we don't have nowhere to go, we're still in servitude mode. I just want to put that out there and clarify that, okay? And so yeah, they're just trying to make it more civilized, that's all. It's another game of deception, that's all it is. So, but we can see through that. Alright, that's why the Lord say, I'm coming to save y'all. Alright, so I just wanted to interject and put that in there, and let's get back to the truth, okay? Thank you.
Okay, let's read that one more time. And that will begin the judgment on the earth when the Lord comes back. Okay, it says, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in the land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them for 400 years, right? And also the nation whom they serve I will judge, right? Now so he's about to start judging the nations, but afterwards they shall come out with great possessions. We have not come out yet, so we're still in between that time. But this is the kicker. Now, back in Revelation 11:11, after the 3.5 days, the breath of life of God entered into them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon those that saw him. Now, the breath of life is letting us know that we are the Israelites, and we are out here on the highways and byways trying to wake up the rest of the elect and the 1/3, right? That's what we're doing now. But at the same time, we're not in that hard bondage, which brings us to it's going to bring us to 2 Thessalonians real quick. Okay? We're not in that bondage anymore, but now it's something different. It says, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. Now the falling away has come, right? Because that was us being in hard bondage and not knowing who we are. We've been beat, and you know, we're a bunch of niggas and stuff, and a bunch of African American and black people and all that stuff. So the falling away has come already. Unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is being revealed, the son of perdition. The man of sin is being revealed exactly right now, because we are revealing this man of sin through the Spirit, through the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we all get this. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. This is what we're doing here. We're revealing the man of sin. We're going out down the highways and byways to try to make sure that we get the rest of the elect sealed up, you know, so they can get the proper understanding, so they can be protected, and the 1/3 to be protected in the day of judgment. Okay, that's gonna bring us to. Let's try Ephesians 6:12 real quick. This is just that. 6:12. Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 6:12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. So we are not anymore under that hard bondage, under the slavery of carnal. But now we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age. Now the battle is spiritual, because we have to break down these strongholds. What? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Now We have to. We're wrestling against this on the spiritual aspect of it, because many of our people are holding fast to these to anything that doesn't pertain to the words of this Bible. They've been deceived already. So that's what we're fighting against. We're fighting more of a spiritual battle within ourselves. This body is carnal, but our carnalness is it's up to us to get away from this carnal thing, and the soul is more of a spiritual thing, because through the Spirit we can control the carnal of our own flesh. So that's what we're trying to do, because everything else is out of our control. Anything outside of our bodies, pretty much. The world, that's not of us. We can't do anything. We can't go out there and make people start following the Lord. It begins inside your mind. So that's where the renewing comes from, the refreshing, the rebirth. That is the more spiritual part of it. That's why we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against these wicked people who's brainwashing everybody through their witchcraft by trying to make everybody think that they're the sweetest, nicest people on the planet. Against the powers, they have all the laws and everything going for them, so that therefore they can make laws saying it's okay to be against God. With your body, you can be anything you want. You can go with that person or that person, and it should be fine. You understand? You can be a homosexual. You can be anything you want. So there's the powers against the rulers of darkness of this age, right here in the present moment, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Because the Spirit is still out there sifting out the house of Israel, who's not worthy, whose heart is not wholeheartedly invested in this thing. The Lord don't need that. So you got to get out of here, man. If you're not turned with your whole heart, as the scriptures say, to please and worship the Father, you're not worthy of it anyway, man. So you got to get out of here, because you could be the little monkey wrench inside the whole body that could start breaking the body down. That's where we're going now. We're going to go now. Well, I guess that's why it says, finally, my brother. We're going to jump up to verse 10. So this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in all the power of his might. Because that's where your faith comes in, to know that, hey, man, the Lord controls everything on the planet anyway. So we have to be strong in him and cleave on to him and make sure that we're doing the right thing in his eyes, so that he will be there to protect us. And we keep ourselves as a living sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Meditating on the word constantly. Doing what we're supposed to be doing all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's no room for error. There's no sliding back into the world at any time. You know what I'm saying? Stay diligent. It says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles of the devil, again, it's all his deception, all his distractions, all of his misleading other books and doctrines and things like that out there. You know what I'm saying? And here we go again. Verse 12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the powers, against the rulers of darkness, against this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth. With truth, man. Ain't no room for lies, not even the slightest bit. That's why sometimes you have to rebuke a person sharply, but you should know the time. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people are so out of line and so out of order, and they're the ones that then sear their mind with the hot iron. Some of them you just can't reach, but some of them need a little gentle touch, because they really believe they just might have a few problems here and there. You know what I'm saying? Having put on the breastplate of righteousness. The breastplate of righteousness. want to be righteous. Huh? You don't want no problems at all. Nothing. Almost damn near perfect, man. At least you're trying to do the right thing. Because what? A righteous man falls down 7 times but get right back up, you know. And you know what they're going to say? Lord, I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake. Plain and simple. And having shone your feet with the preparations of the gospel of peace. The gospel of peace. Which is this good news, man. That's why when I get out there on the highways and byways, I don't care who's out there. I don't care who you are. Because I'm proclaiming the words of the Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. The truth. The truth. And you know, if you hate the truth, that's your problem. But I'm just saying, hey, we all been lied to. Even you Edomites, man. Some of y'all don't even know the truth. Above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. Man, you need that shield of faith, because these people out here, some of these people, they don't give a damn about the word of the Lord. And the shield of faith is going to help you, you know, be strong in the Lord. Your faith is stronger than their little bullshit, because you can see through their madness, man. And that's going to quench you, because even though they're talking all that shit, it just lets you know how pitiful they are, and how much in gross darkness they are, you know. You got your shield up, you're holding yourself, you know, hey, I'm good, man. And you're just trying to spread the love to them. And take the helmet of salvation. The helmet of salvation, man, because we're keeping our heads strong. And that hope and the faith of having the salvation, man. That's what, you know, is on top. And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, praying always with all prayer and supplications in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplications for all the saints, for all your brothers and sisters. Always be out there on the lookout. And if you see one of your brothers, you know, falling down or falling off, hey, get up, brothers. This is the way, man. Don't forget the path. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't want to get back on the path, then it's not for them. And for me, that utterance may be given to me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. See? For which I am an ambassador in chains, that in it I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. That's right, you're going to be boldly speaking this word of prophecy. That, hey, man, y'all been lied to. We have all been lied to. These preachers in this church, how can they stand there and continue in this facade? You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that, brothers. So, now I'm going to move on over to Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. 3:12. It says, therefore, as the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Yahweh forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things, put on love, which is the bond of perfection. And let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts, to which also you were called in one body. And be thankful, man. So let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts. The peace to know that, hey, everything's all right, everything's on track. I'm standing here, you're standing there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing done. Let the word of Yahweh Shai dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in songs and in hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to Yahweh. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do all in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh the Father through him. It's beautiful, man. Okay, we're going to move over to, we're almost finished. We just got 2 more to go. We're going to move back to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 7. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 7. But to each one of us grace was given according to the measure of Yahweh Shai's gifts. Therefore he says, when he ascended on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts to men. Wait. Now I wanted to go to 12, not 7. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 12. Okay, for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry, for the edifying of the body in Yahweh, till we all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, to the perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that we should no longer be children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, in the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting, but speaking the truth in love, may grow up in all things into him who is the head, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I wanted to put that almost to the end here because that's speaking on ministering. That's one thing we do. We minister to each other to make sure that we're all on the same track. You understand? Because there's one truth, right? There's only one truth. That's why Great Millstone boasts about having the 100% truth. And when I heard Great Millstone, it resonated in my spirit, and that's why I'm listening to Great Millstone, man. Everybody else, they're over here doing their thing. Why are you doing that? This is the 100% truth. Where's vanity, man? You understand? So it's time for us to put those childish things away. We're working for the Lord, man. You understand? This is not some kind of, it's a contest of crowns, and stuff like that. But hey, everything's already set up, man. This is time for us to come in the unity. Let's read it one more time. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. And he himself gave some to be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry, right? For edifying of the body of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we are the body. And you're supposed to be edifying the body. What are you going to be edifying the body with? The 100% truth. Why would you give the body 95% truth? Why are you still out there playing games, man? Why are you trying to be so vain? Why are you trying to be all that? No. It's time to humble yourself down in all meekness and come to the truth, man. And give props where it's due. The props are due to the men of Great Millstone. I'm so sorry, but there's always got to be a head that we learn from. Huh? Till we are all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And how do we come to the knowledge? How do we come to the unity of that? By edifying the body. By bringing these things out. That I tell a couple of brothers, because some of these brothers, they stop studying after they get a certain amount of time under their belt, because they just have gotten there. I mean, I'm talking about 20 years. Well, at least this is what I've seen with my own. You know what I'm saying? 10 years or so. Sometimes brothers they just know, because they know the Bible then, right at that point. They're intimate with it. But doesn't it say meditate in the Word day and night? Right? And I told another brother, I said, hey man, the brothers have That doctrine is old now. That what they thought more has been revealed, to them. So they come out and refresh those things. That's why now we understand that the mark of the beast is the chip. But we didn't know that before, just like the prophets of old didn't know before what was happening. But now we know these certain things. We know who the wicked are. The man of sin have been revealed. You know what I'm saying? We know about the falling away. We've seen that with our own eyes. Things like this. So things are being refreshed as we move along in time. It's simple. It's all of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's read it one more time. And he himself gave some to be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry, for the edifying of the body in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, till we all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God. See, because we still all have to come to this unity. Now, if you were called, it is up to you to come to humble yourself and get your ass in line, man. Huh? But it's as simple as that. Because we all can't find out the truth. To a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that we should no longer be children. Because y'all be acting like children out there, okay? Tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. That's why the Lord say, he who endured to the end. Because we're going to be going through all this stuff. You have to hold on. You have to fight for this salvation, man. Carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, and the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting, but speaking the truth in love. The truth in love. The truth in love. The truth in love. What is love? Love is doing the commandments. Love is spreading the gospel to your brothers and sisters. May grow up in all things unto him who is the head, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by whatever joint supplies, according to the effective workings by which every part does its share, causes growth of the body, of the edifying of itself in love. You can't get no clearer than that. For whom the whole body, joined and knit together. You gotta join these little groups out here. One group way over there, or we over here. Yeah. But listen, y'all still not giving it up. Give it up, man. When I'm on the highways and byways and hedges, I'm out there and I give it up. I want to make sure I'm connected to the great millstone, because I know that's who I get my tutelage from. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a head, there's a body. We are the body. Yahweh Shai is the head, and it comes down through there, man. But y'all can't be running around here doing your own thing, because the Lord is commanding you and telling you to what? From whom the whole body, joined and knitted together by whatever joint supplies, according to the effective working by which every part does its share, causes growth of the body for the edifying of itself in love. For the edifying of itself in love. That begins you coming with the blood, man. Pump that blood to the other camp over there. That camp pumps it to that one. But it's the same blood. This is not one of those things they do in class where you start off with Sally went to the market, and by the time it gets around to the end, Sally went to the market. She bought a loaf of bread and all that. No, Sally went to the market all the way around. Period. You know what I'm saying? You do what the Lord said. Don't be adding or subtracting from His word. There. Do we got one more? Okay, the last one I had for us was the 100% truth, and then I think this is Ephesians chapter 4, just verse 1. I therefore, the prisoner of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called. He said, walk worthy, man, with all lowliness and gentleness, with long suffering, bearing with one another in love. Yeah, you got to bear through it with one another. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand about the falling out and stuff. We know a serious bug out when we see one, though. What if a brother just, mixed up about that? Hey, man, talk to him more than once, Don't just write him off so fast. Huh? Right? Isn't that up for the Lord to condemn the man? Or is it up for him to condemn himself? But our job is to continue to edify. Now, I'm not saying run and hound people around. No. But the Lord will put that man in your space until that job is done, or either, for one other reason. I'm just saying, keep it open. Worthy of the calling with which you were called, with all lowliness and gentleness, with long suffering, bearing with one another in love. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and one Yahweh of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Okay, y'all? So, with that said, I hope this was edifying. I want to thank y'all one more time, brothers, for doing what you do and being who you are. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and I want to give it up for all the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Thank y'all. Shalom, brothers.